All right, Friday, October 19th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you. We've had some showers and thunderstorms around at times as we went through yesterday afternoon, then especially into the evening and parts of the overnight hours. Band of rain exiting off to the east, still through the Piedmont, as I'm cutting this video just prior to 5 a.m. here on this Friday morning. So let's get right into it. We'll take a look at radar this morning. There's a peek at Stormtracker, that band of rain stretching from central Virginia into east central North Carolina and eastern South Carolina. That's just ahead of the actual cold front, and that's continuing to race off to the east at a pretty good clip. Had some wind damage reports in a couple spots, including several of them there near the northwestern parts of Davidson County, near the Davie County line as well. One specific report here, you had trees down along Highway 64 just inside Davie County, rather, at the bridge. That was yesterday evening. And there were some scattered reports of wind damage with the storms yesterday. Highs yesterday, mid-70s for the I-85 corridor. You got up to around 80 for the I-95 corridor. Pretty warm day overall. It actually wound up for most of the day being a fairly pleasant day in terms of how the weather turned out. Then you had the showers and storms develop. Temperatures cooling into the 50s behind the front, some 60s still ahead of the front, and there's a good bit of fog, especially in the areas behind the front. Pretty foggy start to the day in many instances, and that's how the satellite and radar shape up. Behind the front, the gray shading you see, that is largely some fog continuing to form early this morning. All right, on to the modeling here. Let's take a look at the European upper air chart for today. That is a powerhouse upper air low, rather. It's centered over the upper Midwest, driving that cold front off to the east. The trough really swings it through the eastern seaboard over the weekend, and then some ridging builds in here as we get into next work week. And it is going to be an extremely quiet period this weekend through next work week. Let's take it a day at a time. Today, we'll have a good deal of afternoon sunshine, highs in the 70s, fairly breezy conditions. But then I think a lot of Piedmont spots probably in the upper 60s for highs there on Saturday and on Sunday. And you'll notice this high pressure moves overhead and just sits there. Here we are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday too. Really all of next week looking very, very quiet. A lot of 70s, maybe even a few low 80s for highs, sunshine, lows in the 40s and 50s. Now down the road, the GFS continues to be fairly insistent that it's going to get relatively chilly toward the tail end of the month and the beginning of November. That's a look at next Saturday, 8 days from now, the 27th, and pretty good trough moving in, and that trough on the GFS, on the 0Z run, stays in place right through the end of the run. So there are some signs of some chillier air down the road. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.